Voice of Nature this morning, Southside Nigeria. You're still with the Nature Ambassador Karen Bro. And today we want to bring on board a botanist that I told you about. Let's talk with him. And to all the creation, a beautiful and a blissful new dawn to you all, and even to myself. And may you not forget that nature is supreme. Preserve nature anywhere you are. Protect nature. And it's my job now to promote nature. That is on the Voice of Nature. When we talk about nature, when we think about nature, when we, ponder about nature's wonders in diverse ways, they are so numerous and awesome. Before I bring him on stage, which I promised all of us last session, let me briefly give us a brief background. The Nature K Foundation the mission is quite broad, and for us to get to the larger audience and for our job to get to the global stage, which everyone, because the man I want to put us on taught me something, that nature is universal. So for us to keep to that universal stage, we bring in this tool, the Voice of Nature, so that you could hear us. So however, today, the wonderful topic we want to talk about is botany, that's plants. Good morning.
Good morning, and thank you very much.
Okay. This is Professor Fabio. Today, Prof, we want to have a chat. It's going to be just, a free-spirited chat, because I'm not going to say interview, no, because someday I will drag you to the field there. I know that's where you belong, because you've been equipped to listen to plants, to touch them, to feel them, and to use them for quite a number of things, I guess so. So talking about plants, we have some queries as well, which I'm going to put onto him to help us decipher them. So many questions, and I know that since it's the Voice of Nature, we've been worrying about many things. As a professional and academician, a scholar, he will be able to, on that field, educate us more and give us the answers to all those queries. So now talking about plant, here in Nature Foundation, we categorize plants in different categories. We calibrated with you here. We calibrated plants in the first category of liquid plants. What do we mean by liquid plants? There are some plants that if you work with it, the extraction will be liquid. Like orange, like mango. Now let me come to our domain, like nyate, like kenwang, and most of all like palm wine. I hope these are all plants. Okay, so now that is for the categories of liquid. We also have been able to group plants in the second degree, which is solid. We talk about millet, we talk about cassava, we talk about yam, potato, and the rest of the thing. And again, we talk about plants as spices, calibrated. There are some plants that are for spices. We have ntonda, scent leaf. We have utazi. We have turmeric, which is now all over. In those days, we didn't know what is happening. That's why this program and your job is very necessary, because there are some plants still out there that are very beneficial to man but has not been discovered. Okay, so turmeric is there. And we also have calibrated plants into the category of medicine or herbs. Like when I was small, there used to be this leaf, I don't know its botanical name, but in Efik we call it, I don't know, I've forgotten it. So that leaf, if a child falls in those days in secondary school and maybe you're bleeding and you happen to take it, what do you call it? The juice, and put it, and it cut the blood automatically. So we have so much of such plants. We have lokojaro, that if you drink, lemongrass, and many of them, you know them. So those are the things. And we also categorize plants as decoration purposes, like different flowers and ornamentals. Okay, so those are the categories, and the work order Nature Foundation has created to help us. So when we see plants, we categorize them and we have this formation. So but that is that. But today, we are going to go out to the field, Prof. We have so much on classroom. I don't know if you agree with me. Many things are happening there. Let me also share with us a little story. I wanted to be a diver. Yeah, I wanted to be a diver. In those days, we didn't have such courses like strictly. You have to go through school, welding and fabrication in that. And then welding and fabrication was a nobody kind of job. You have them on roadside. And I made some inquiry as at then, and they told me where I could have such a school would be at Anambra State, Obosi to be precise. It's along that express road. So I went there and I got the admission. So the most beautiful thing was that that school was then handled by German. I don't know about now. But German were not there at that present time. Why? There was an issue between Nigerian government and German, NBT board and all that. German regulated that school's curriculum to be 80% practical, 20% theory, and it didn't fit into Nigerian curriculum. Nigeria is 80% theory, 20% practical. Have you seen why we are? I know why I'm bringing that. So it's like we've done so much theory in the classroom, so much theory in talking on the radio, television, and these things are not practicalized. We are not still going to get away with it. So after NAMPRO, we are just giving them a brief. We are going to be saying more on this. So you permit me, I'm going to take you to your people. So that's that. So Prof, those are the things. Now, there's another something very troubling. Like I'm citing some beautiful things here, creation. I've seen leopard kegel. I've seen the termite. Most of these things we can find them here. Most cannot be found there too. Most are universal, most are not. And now I've been wondering, many a time, many foreign things, even these things are being named after the foreign experts. It's a query. Why? Do we have any Nigerian or a black man or a Bible professor or what that most of these things have been discovered through them, with the name after them is part of the query you're going to attempt? And if not, why? Or if are there still hope that we could discover something and all that? Those are the query. And secondly, we also want to know, is there any benefit in plant to man? Can we advance socio-economically through plants? If that is the reason, what is stopping us? What are the issues that is hindering this benefit or an advancement? Do you think plant can make us, okay, like I talk about crafts, we have planters craft. I think I didn't mention that. We have the raffia there. The raffia city is quite good. They are doing good. They are making things. The cottons, in those days we have a Akwete. Everything is still from plants. Why do we keep importing so much? We don't send out. Those are the query. So this morning, I know when we get there, you're going to tell us the classification of plants, where they grow from, their function, their parts, and where they could be found, and many things, Prof. Thank you very much for this morning.
I want to start by saying, yes, that the first inspiration from God were plants. And so plants stand out as what we need to know precisely about, because they are directly creation of God.
Okay.
You remember in the Garden of Eden, he said God made the garden. Garden is usually plants, flowers, things
Vegetation.
like that. Vegetation. And then he now created animals and gave animals to Adam to name. But the plants were there for God. He named them. So whatever name we are giving to plants today are things that we've gotten from God. Things that the knowledge we have gotten from God. And precisely you ask the question, how do we name plants? We name plants based on where they are found. We name plants based on their morphology. We name plants based on their similarity or differences. Okay. So how they differ and how they relate gives us the impression that this must have been the same thing, but they have been differently mutilated or mutated into new species. So the naming of plants is based on what has been in existence already. Precisely, yes, plants, you try to categorize it based on water plant, solid plants, and so on. But I tell you that all plants are water based.
Wow.
All plants are water based.
Wow.
That's why if you open coconut, you see water inside. That's what we are talking about.
Yeah.
Okay, you take a unit of cucumber, you break that it's water. You take a watermelon.
Even the yam, I said
Even
something.
the yam you talked about, earlier. If you cut it, you see water coming out of it. So plants generally produce watery things based in water, and they exude this. If you wound a tree, it will bring out an exudate. That exudate, that thing it brings out that you see, are water based. They can harden if they dry up and form other things. But precisely,
That means that exudate could be used to many things.
yes, those exudates are the source of so many things. Yes, in fact, what you get when you infuse a plant in a decoction or a concoction to cure a disease is what is inherent in the plant. Now, if you wound a plant, those things will come out because it's consistently being manufactured and flowing in the plant. It's manufactured with the leaves, in the crown of the leaves, and transported down toward the stem, sometimes stored in the roots, sometimes used in the stem, in the branches,
Or even the fruits.
or even
itself.
in the fruits, of
Okay.
course. So those are the areas where you can have
So,
materials.
Prof, you talked about that it depends on where it's discovered. Have there been any plants or fruit discovered here and named after a black man or a Nigerian professor?
The problem would be that those who started the process of exploration to collect and name plants were not Africans, were not Nigerians. They
Wow.
were, yes, they were whites. Alexander the Great did a voyage and he was collecting plants. So you could not have collected a plant. You could not have collected a plant, assessed it by his system, and then name it after me when I was not even there.
So what do we do? Are they still
No,
good for us?
there is
Can we still...
there's plenty of hope because I tell you that more than 70% of our flora in Nigeria, in Africa, has not been discovered.
Why, Prof? We have so many professors,
Yes.
like of botany, and
Yes.
like many botanies and
That's right.
what do they call them? Phytologists. Okay, there are many, and you're saying they've not been discovered 70%, and even graduate from botany. I know they are graduating every year. Why are you saying that?